Grand evening, everyone. It is Monday, May 18th, 2026. A brand new day, a brand new week, a brand new start. And we have some further news to talk about here this evening. It especially has to do with the deal between Iran, the US, and its allies. Mainly Iran and the US. So we have the news starting right here. So, about 2 days ago, President Trump, he posted this photo. This was a photo that President Trump himself posted on his Truth Social. So, it's very telling. And I said, Trump pressing red buttons, launching missiles in a photo with the Space Force puts the nuclear war risk to about the highest level. I still say so. That is one of the most concerning and one of the largest signs and photos that President Trump has ever put out when it comes to nuclear war. He put this photo up where he is in some kind of, it could be in some kind of orbital space station, and he's launching the missiles from there. I wonder if a place like that actually exists, if there's a secret space station that he could go to and do all of that. So that's huge. You could see he has his hands over red buttons there. It's quite something, quite a photo. Um, it's really something that he put that up. Very telling of the time we are now in. Seems we are getting closer to the nuclear phase of World War III. We are getting much closer to that nuclear phase. This is maybe the fourth time or more that President Trump has threatened to completely wipe out Iran. Shortly after that, or around the same time, that's what he said. He said right here, for Iran, the clock is ticking, and they better get moving fast, or there won't be anything left of them. Time is of the essence, President DJT. So that's what he said. He threatened to wipe out Iran once again. And then we have this here from the IAEA. They issued a notice of grave concern following drone strikes near the UAE nuclear plant. So there was a drone strike near the UAE nuclear plant, and the IAEA issued a notice of grave concern about that. So there could be some kind of breach or something got very affected around there, and there could be a nuclear disaster developing there. They are gravely concerned about it, which is very concerning in itself. So there could be a huge radiological nuclear disaster in the UAE because of drone, it struck near a UAE nuclear plant. And then we have this here from the Insider Wire and US officials. US officials are warning that Cuban regime drones are now just 90 miles from US shores, raising fears over threats to critical infrastructure. So the US is very likely to invade Cuba soon, take it over, to invade and occupy Cuba. So the Cuban regime intends to fight back with drones. I don't think they have really an air force. They might have drones. They might have some missiles, if they even have missiles. Um, so they clearly intend to fight back with drones. And they could use these drones to attack parts of Florida, military bases on Florida, and critical infrastructure all throughout Florida, and maybe other parts of the United States. I don't know if their drones could go that far. Uh, Mainly Florida is really at risk because of the imminent war with Cuba, between the US and Cuba. And then we have this admission from a US official. There are possibilities that Iran possesses missiles with nuclear warheads. And I said, as much of an admission they will do. I was correct once again. So they're saying that there's possibilities that they possess missiles with nuclear warheads. Yes, that's as far as they will go to reduce panic and so that everyone is not panicking and panic buying and stocking up as they should, um, freaking out in a way a lot of people would if they knew Iran has nuclear weapons and are likely about to use them. At any moment, Iran could use a nuclear weapon. That's what that means. That is the truth of what that means. It's not a possibility. After all of this time, it is extremely likely that Iran has nuclear weapons. They have missiles, that's for sure, and they could have nuclear warheads to put on those missiles. After all of this time, and they've been weeks away for a long time, so it is logical to say Iran has nuclear warheads and they could use them at any time now. Then we have this here about the potential deal, the last possibility of a deal, or one of the very last. It's really crazy how they're still trying to have a deal with Iran after they've rejected a deal time and again. This is what President Trump just put up not long ago. He said in this Truth Social post, I have been asked by the Emir of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, and the President of the UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to hold off on our planned military attack of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which was scheduled for tomorrow. In that serious negotiations are now taking place. I think he meant to say and there instead of in. And that serious negotiations are now taking place. And that, in their opinion, as great leaders and allies, a deal will be made which will be very acceptable to the United States of America, as well as countries in the Middle East and beyond. This deal will include, importantly, no nuclear weapons for Iran. Based on my respect for the above mentioned leaders, I have instructed Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Daniel Kane, and the United States military that we will not be doing the scheduled attack of Iran tomorrow, but have further instructed them to be prepared to go forward with a full, large-scale assault of Iran on a moment's notice in the event that an acceptable deal is not reached. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. So President Donald J. Trump does not know how to write very well. He has so many grammatical errors in there, it does not even make sense. I mean, to read that, you have to. It's very hard to read because of how he writes it. You have to read it in a normal way because he writes it so incorrectly. He puts commas. You can see the, I don't know, 10 or more commas he puts instead of periods and thinks that's the same thing. Uh, Lots of grammatical errors there. He does that every time. So, besides that, that's what President Trump is saying. He's got he's holding off on an attack on Iran because all of those leaders have recommended he do so. They asked him to. And he has the military fully prepared right now to do a full large scale assault of Iran. He has them fully prepared to do that. I wouldn't say if the deal fails, it's when. It's really when, in my opinion. I think the deal will fail. Once again, it's a total waste of time to negotiate with a terrorist regime in Iran. Uh, and that's why there will be that full large scale assault of Iran, as he said, likely bombing the water supply they have, the critical infrastructure, the bridges, uh, the nuclear sites, where they have those missile facilities under mountains. They might use low yield tactical nuclear weapons for that. There's almost nothing else they could do with that unless they do some kind of special, massive special operation to deal with those underground. Well, they're really under mountains. The missile subways they have, they call them underground missile subways. No conventional missiles can destroy them. So we have a full scale assault that is at the ready if and when the deal fails this time. And then Operation Sledgehammer, as they are calling it, will continue. Well, that one will begin. The more kinetic parts of the war over there will continue, as they are somehow calling Operation Epic Fury over, and they are renaming it or starting a new operation called Operation Sledgehammer. So they have a lot more time legally here in the United States to keep fighting, to keep that kinetic phase of the war going over there. So we talked about the last time President Trump went to China. That was a full theatrical display, no real results. There's now this deal going on. It's like Deal or No Deal, like I put in that hilarious thumbnail I put together. Um, that's what's going on and more. We can't forget about Russia about to do huge moves on Ukraine and Europe eventually. There's a whole lot going on in this war. So please keep on preparing. Also, like and comment on this video and subscribe to this channel for more. It will be posted to my YouTube channel as they are, and it will be posted right here on X. Please keep on preparing physically, mentally, and spiritually. I will be back very soon with another initially live stream recording that is posted to my YouTube channel. As always, love, light, and blessings to you all.